Hello everyone, welcome to the U.S. Immigration Hub. Breaking news from Washington. A major shakeup is on the way for Americans holding dual citizenship. Starting October 2025, new U.S. government rules could redefine what it means to be a dual national. Your taxes, your travel rights, and even your citizenship status could soon face changes you can't afford to ignore. This is a story every American with a second passport needs to hear. Stay with us. The details may surprise you. Welcome to USA Immigration Hub, your trusted source for accurate, timely, and verified updates on America's most important policy changes. If you care about staying informed before the headlines hit, make sure you hit that subscribe button, tap the like, and share this report so others don't get caught off guard. For decades, the United States has tolerated dual citizenship, not exactly encouraging it, but quietly recognizing it under certain conditions. That long-standing balance is now shifting. Beginning October 2025, Washington will tighten its stance, introducing tougher standards designed to address national security concerns, tax compliance, and questions of allegiance. Officials say the new approach isn't about punishing law-abiding dual citizens, it's about transparency and accountability in an increasingly interconnected world. Yet critics warn the rules could create new confusion for Americans living or working abroad. So, what exactly is changing, and who will feel it first? Currently, U.S. law allows dual citizenship as long as individuals meet all American legal obligations. Naturalized citizens take an oath renouncing allegiance to other nations, but, honestly, the U.S. rarely forces anyone to give up another passport in practice. Some countries, however, don't allow dual citizenship at all, leaving many people navigating complicated legal gray areas. One of the biggest shifts involves tax enforcement. Dual citizens have always been required to report global income to the IRS, but compliance has often been, well, inconsistent. Under the new policy, that leniency disappears. The Treasury Department and IRS will expand international data sharing programs, meaning foreign bank accounts and income streams will now face much tighter scrutiny. If you've been casual about reporting, that could soon become a serious problem. Failing to disclose assets or income could trigger steep penalties, audits, or even criminal charges. The message from Washington is clear. If you carry an American passport, you owe full financial transparency, no exceptions. Alright, so next comes the passport overhaul. The U.S. State Department is set to begin requiring some additional documentation from dual citizens when they're renewing or applying for passports. Applicants will need to provide evidence of their primary residence, proof of tax compliance, and a signed statement affirming their allegiance to the United States. For citizens holding passports from nations that are viewed as adversarial or under sanctions, background checks will become mandatory before any approval is granted. Officials are saying that these steps are meant to ensure loyalty and prevent the misuse of U.S. travel privileges. The oath of allegiance for naturalized citizens will also see an update. The revised wording will place greater emphasis on exclusive loyalty to the United States, which is, a symbolic but significant change. The new language doesn't require you to renounce another citizenship formally, but it signals Washington's intent to make American allegiance unmistakable. Analysts say this could influence future legal cases involving divided loyalties or foreign influence. For Americans born with dual citizenship, whether through parentage or birthplace, additional layers of vetting are coming. Federal agencies will apply more rigorous checks for applicants seeking security clearances, defense contracts, or other sensitive government roles. Dual citizenship alone won't disqualify you, but investigators will dig deeper to assess potential conflicts of interest. Military service is another flashpoint. The Department of Defense is reviewing enlistment and deployment policies for dual citizens, especially those linked to countries with tense diplomatic relations. The review could restrict certain overseas assignments or bar new recruits from specific regions. Supporters call it a necessary security precaution. Opponents say it could unfairly limit patriotic Americans who have served faithfully for generations. Voting rights, meanwhile, remain unchanged at the federal level. Dual citizens can still vote in U.S. elections, but several states are now exploring bills that would restrict dual citizens from holding certain public offices or contributing to political campaigns linked to foreign governments. These proposals are not yet law nationwide, but the debate is heating up, and observers believe more states will consider similar legislation in 2026. So, what should you do if you're already a dual citizen or thinking about becoming one? Step 1. Stay informed. These rules are evolving, and ignorance won't be an excuse once they take effect. Follow official updates from the State Department, USCIS, and the IRS, and, double-check any information you see online. Step 2. Seek professional guidance. Immigration and tax attorneys can help you navigate the crossover between U.S. and foreign laws. Dual citizenship touches multiple areas: immigration, taxation, and international policy. And, every individual case is different. Expert advice could save you thousands in penalties or prevent a costly misstep. Step 3. Get your paperwork in order. Make sure your United States tax filings are current, your passport details are accurate, and your dual citizenship status is properly documented. Avoid waiting until the last minute. The government's new enforcement push means delays or errors could have lasting consequences. And for those still deciding whether to pursue dual nationality, it's time to weigh the pros and cons carefully. Dual citizenship can offer incredible opportunities, like the freedom to live or work abroad, and it can also strengthen family connections or cultural ties. But it also brings legal responsibilities, especially under America's expanding enforcement regime. It's something to really think about. Starting October 2025, the U.S. expects every dual national to meet its standards without exception. It's important to be prepared for these changes. Now, let's clear up a few myths circulating online. Some people believe holding two passports lets them dodge taxes or legal obligations. That's false. The United States taxes its citizens on worldwide income regardless of where they live. Another myth suggests you can simply choose which country to obey. The truth is more nuanced. The updated oath and new enforcement rules, really reinforce that American loyalty must come first. Acting against U.S. interests, even if it's unintentional, could actually lead to an investigation or the loss of certain privileges. And no, dual citizenship doesn't make you immune from legal consequences. It may offer some protections, but it doesn't shield you from prosecution, travel bans, or sanctions if laws are broken. Experts say these reforms reflect a growing global trend. Nations everywhere are reevaluating what dual citizenship means in an age of cross-border finance, cybersecurity threats, and shifting alliances. The United States is simply the latest to tighten the framework, and Americans affected by these changes will need to adapt quickly. As we move closer to October 2025, expect more details from federal agencies clarifying how the rules will be enforced. Early reports suggest the rollout will begin with new passport applications, followed by phased tax compliance audits and security clearance updates. Lawmakers are already calling for transparency, promising oversight hearings to ensure the reforms are fair and constitutional. For everyday Americans, the message is straightforward. Your dual citizenship remains legal, but your responsibilities are growing. This isn't about fear, it's about preparation. Make sure your documents, taxes, and declarations reflect total accuracy. The penalties for neglect could be steep, and the new system will leave little room for error. As this story develops, USA State will continue monitoring official announcements, court reactions, and any state-level proposals that may follow. We'll bring you the verified facts, no speculation. Before we close, just a quick reminder to our viewers. The world of immigration, identity, and citizenship is changing faster than ever. Honestly, staying informed isn't optional anymore. It's your safeguard. If this report helped you understand what's coming in October 2025, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up right now, share it with others who might be affected, and subscribe to USA State for real news that keeps Americans ahead of the curve. We'll continue to track every major update on dual citizenship laws, tax compliance, and passport regulations as they unfold in Washington and beyond. Thanks for watching USA, America's window to the world. Stay alert, stay informed, and as always, stay proud of being part of the nation that leads with truth. See you next time.